Hey. Welcome to the preparation section of our 30-day reset. I'm really pleased to see you here and delighted that you're going to come on this journey with me. I have done a 30-day reset in the past. I should introduce myself first. I'm Susie Whitehead. I live on Kangaroo Island in South Australia. My partner and I moved over here 8 years ago to run a guest house, and in the last 4 years perhaps, I've been doing some studies in neurolinguistic programming, some inner Segal, Awaken the Healer Within, and a multitude of other courses, and with the intention of turning our guest house into a retreat experience for women, and largely because it was something when I was going through perimenopause in my mid to late 30s. It was something that I would love to have had available to me, an affordable experience where I could just take myself out of the crazy life that I was living at the time, and inordinate amount of stress and pressure that I was under. Just be able to take a moment to reflect, have the opportunity to reset, to eat healthy food, to have a moment to relax, to get into some physical exercise. And at the time, because I was going through a divorce, money was really tight, and spending thousands of dollars on a week-long retreat just wasn't something that I was in a position to do. So my intention with the Reset and Revitalise retreat is to offer women just that, an affordable week-long retreat to allow them to take time out for themselves. And during the time that I was doing all of the study, there was a missing piece, and what I found, I was listening to some podcasts as I was drifting off to sleep, and one night I woke up in the middle of the night to the sounds of Mindy talking to someone on their podcast, and I just resonated with everything this woman was talking about, and the difficulty and the challenges of women going through menopause. And I thought, who is this woman? And I listened, heard the name Mindy Pelz, and I thought, I'm going to remember that. And to my surprise, when I woke up later on that morning, having fallen back to sleep, I remembered her name. I googled her. I found information about her book Fast Like a Girl, and Menopause Reset, ordered them straight away, started reading them, started listening to her podcast, and thought, I have found the missing piece of the puzzle here. Because everything she was talking about resonated so well with me. I had done some fasting, living a bit of a fasting lifestyle previously, and I hadn't actually noticed it making that much of a difference to me. I did it for about 6 months, and I was doing a 16-8, and listening to Mindy talk about the fact that as women we needed to adjust when we fast, when we don't fast, varying the lengths of our fasts. It just made sense, and of course the proof was ultimately in the pudding. And I set off, and I ordered the book, and I was going to read it thoroughly. I can often get stuck in this loop of all of the ducks have to be lined up before I'll take that step. I mean, this 30-day reset is an example of where I've decided that I can't wait for the ducks to be lined up. I'm going to start fasting straight away, and I think I might have dived pretty quickly into a 36-hour, and my body was just such that I guess partly because I had previously done some fasting, and just ready for it. I actually found it relatively straightforward, but Mindy doesn't recommend that, so don't, if you're watching this thinking, oh my god, I can't fast for 36 hours, it's something that you can build yourself up to. So and definitely combination of that, and 12 months ago I took up daily swimming as well. And in actual fact I went started swimming in March, and I was actually only doing weekly until about mid-June, and then mid-June I took it up daily. And I found a combination of those two activities of taking better care of my health on both fronts, being mindful of what I was eating and when I was eating, and making sure I got some regular movement and exercise has been a massive game changer for me. And of course, everybody knows that we've got to keep moving and that we need to be careful of what we eat. It's how you get to that point in your life where you go, right, now's the time. Now I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it for me. And when you're doing something that has obvious and immediate benefits, and when I say obvious and immediate benefits, I'm not talking about weight loss specifically. It has not been my focus, because what has been really important to me, as much as I have needed it, I'm not going to lie about that, but what has been really important to me is that I wanted to adopt a lifestyle that I knew I was going to be able to stick to, hopefully for the rest of my life, because part of this fasting regime is about better understanding your body and listening to it, and respecting it and acknowledging the fact that it's capable of healing itself if the conditions are right. And that's the big key. There's a few myths around fasting, particularly when you're talking to older people who they don't understand. They see it as another fad, and why, shout out to my mum. Why do you need to fast? Is it good for you? If you stop eating, your body's going to store it as fat, and all this sort of stuff. And a lot of it is a total misunderstanding around what fasting is. And I can tell you now that a fasting lifestyle is not about starving yourself or denying your body nutrients. Some days I actually struggle to eat as much as what I need to. During the eating windows, I struggle to eat the amount of food is required to get the nutrients I need. And with no, I've completely lost that train of thought, so I'll get back to that. But so yeah, and fasting is not a calories in, calories out scenario either. So it's not about you eat whatever you want and then you fast as a means of sort of almost punishing yourself for having eaten too much. It certainly can be, if you have overeaten or eaten the wrong foods, a 36-hour fast is a great way to reset your body. So there is that element, but it's not, like everything in life, it's about balance. So that during your eating window, you make sure you're eating really healthy food and making sure you're giving your body the nutrients it needs to function properly. And then in your fasting window, you stick to the fast as much as you possibly can. There are such things as fasting snacks, which we will address during this 30-day reset. But I try really hard to stick to just having water, and you can put some salts and electrolytes in water. And I still drink black coffee without any sugar. So yeah, I try to do the fasting side of things correctly as well, because I know what the benefits of fasting are, which again we will talk about when we go through the 30-day reset, because different fasting lengths have different impact and benefit to your body. And once you learn about that and understand what your body's actually doing, it's really exciting, and it helps you make better decisions for your body, because when you know what eating that certain food is going to do to your body, you start making better decisions, because you don't actually want that to happen anymore. And certainly, like, I'm approaching 57 now. I've been postmenopausal for 7 years. I was early 50s when I even heard the word perimenopause for the first time. So when I was going into perimenopause in my mid to late 30s, I had no clue what was happening to my body. I would go to the doctor, I'd get blood tests, the blood tests would come back normal. I was putting on weight for no reason at all. I was feeling tired and sluggish all of the time. My hair was falling out and was just always just limp. Brain fog's still a little bit of an issue for me, and that's something that I definitely need to work to resolve. Yeah, and it was just so frustrating not having those answers about what was happening to my body and having no clue that the amount of stress that I was under at the time had thrown my body into very early perimenopause. So it can strike at any age, really. Like, there are even quite young women who sadly can end up going into menopause at an early age. So it pays to really understand what's happening to your body and to take notice of it and to really listen to it. So what we're going to be doing with this 30-day reset is I'm taking it from after producing the Fast Like a Girl and Menopause Reset, Mindy has published a book, Eat Like a Girl, which is, naturally, as one would expect, full of recipes, but also loads of other really valuable information. And so what I would encourage you to do in the lead up to this 30-day reset is get hold of a copy of this book, whether you buy it online or whether you go to your local bookshop to grab a copy. If you are really struggling to afford one, your local library might have a copy that you can borrow until such time as you get a copy of your own. And then towards the back of the book, she has all of these, she has a reset calendar that you can follow. So for those of us who find it really difficult to decide what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it, this is a godsend. So what I've started to do is I've taken a copy of the book, because I'm a prolific highlighter and scribbler, and I'm going through and working out what the meals are for that particular day, and then where I'm going to fit in the fasting. And I have to say, it's one of the things I love about adopting a fasting lifestyle. This is not about being on such a strict routine. That one of the reasons why I'm doing this is so I can work out where in my life can I fit this. Yes, I run a guest house. I am involved in a number of different community projects, and our business is such that one day to the next does not look the same. So there are certainly challenges. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have time for this, I seriously just implore you that you make the time, because your body has a way of it one day just won't wait anymore for you to take it seriously, take your health seriously. It's a blessing to have good health, and we really need to, particularly when we're living longer, we just want to be able to live longer with a much healthier vessel to take us through to the end. Look, there's also a Fast Like a Girl journal. All of her books have got some fantastic little tips and hints, and so much, a wealth of information. Mindy has podcasts on YouTube and I dare say other places, and it can get overwhelming. The information can get overwhelming, and all I suggest is that you slow down, you work out what you can do, and even if you only adopt one or two suggestions, a little bit like if you're familiar with Atomic Habits by James Clear, that you just slowly, incrementally build up healthy habits. And so Don't become obsessed about thinking that you have to do it perfectly, that you have to, you know, like you're going to put it off until you can do it perfectly. It is really very much around the issue of you do what you can and gradually layer upon layer upon layer. So going through and cleaning up what you're eating, taking out toxic foods and you know, skincare products and things like that. Choose what those things are that you know that you can change quickly. Pick the low-hanging fruit. Replacing, you know, good fats, replacing bad fats with good fats, and learning about that, taking the time to understand the difference between the two, and then slowly building up a fasting lifestyle as well. But as I said, please don't feel like you have to know it all and do it all at the same time. It's about gradually learning what to do. So what I'm going to be doing for this 30-day reset is, as I've got this copy here, I'm working out where I'm going to do my fasting. I'm going to compare that, overlay that with things that I know I've got coming up in life, and working out which is going to be the ideal day for me to start. Now, ideally, as a postmenopausal woman, doing something like a 30-day reset, because I don't have a cycle anymore. Day one would have been the day of the new moon. We've just had a new moon, so I don't particularly want to wait another 30 days until I can start this. If you are cycling and you're still having a menstrual cycle, then day one is the first day of your period. And then what I'll be doing is going through and finding, so the way the program works is that on each day it tells you what to eat for each meal, and then you find the corresponding recipe in here. And what I'm going to be doing is going through, photocopying that recipe, and then creating my shopping list from there and working out so basically sorting out my pantry, and making sure, you know, for me, I live on an island that in a small country town. There, I've already seen some items that I've gone, okay, I wonder whether I'll be able to get that here, or whether I'll have to go up to Adelaide and purchase it or go online, or how I'm going to get hold of certain things. The other thing that I'll be doing is I'm a big fan of eating things that are in season. So if there's something that's been called for in the recipe, if it's not in season and I can find a similar ingredient and it's going to work well with the recipe, I'll certainly be changing that up. But that's a little journey that we're going to be going on together. And I, be upfront and say that I'm no great chef, and that's actually one of the things that I'm hoping to be able to show you too, that you don't have to be perfect at this stuff. You just have to give it a red hot go, and we'll bumble through this together, and hope we have a really great time, have fun connecting with one another, and just be in great health, and get the energy and vitality that we may well be feeling like we're missing out on. And weight loss is a bonus of this lifestyle, but the biggest, most the thing that I appreciate the most is having natural energy again, because I have missed that so much. Finally being able to wake up in the morning and being excited about the day ahead. It's something that I haven't felt in such a long time, so I really hope for that for you too, if that's something that's missing from your life, and just a desire to reconnect with yourself again and put your priorities, make you number one priority. So I'll be back with some more, and we'll kick off with our first recipe, once I've got my shopping list all sorted out and I know that I've got the ingredients for at least the first few days, and work out exactly when I'm going to get this started. So have a wonderful weekend, and if you don't already have it, I'd strongly recommend that you get a hold of this book at least, because even though you might not be familiar with Fast Like a Girl, the Eat Like a Girl has some wonderful information at the beginning that will help give you an overview of what Fast Like a Girl protocol is all about. All right, see you soon. Bye.